on the topic of that
Good morning, Marcus.
pre-qualification. Okay, so we're going to be talking about taking more listings and putting ourselves in a stronger position so that, of course, we can walk away with more contracts. So thank you
I
guys for
can
being here on
hear
time.
you.
Get a little bit of the background noise.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
There we go. How about now?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. All right. Basically, I was just talking about how to make $1 million over the next 30 days, but you know what? We'll cover that another time. So let's go ahead and move forward. We are continuing on the topic of that of pre-qualification, taking more listings. So I just want to take a minute to acknowledge and thank everybody for being here on time. So
Recording in progress.
Started on time. So with that being said, let me pull up some of my notes. If you have any questions, I'm going to encourage you. Please go ahead and type them in. Go ahead and ask away. And we are going to be doing some sharing of screen with the scripts today. So we are going to be doing some role play as well. So while I'm pulling up my notes, anybody have any questions that I can address first off? All right.
Robert, I have a question.
Yeah, let's do it.
If you call in expired, and you get in, you go through that script, would you go through pre-qual right away with them also, or would that make it too long?
No, absolutely. That's a great question. So my policy when it comes time to the expireds is you have to pre-qualify them immediately. You have to pre-qualify them right then and there on the spot. It doesn't matter how long it is, because if you end up setting, ideally for me, the appointment is going to be that day. The further out we set the appointment, the percentages go down. Okay, the percentages go down. So in that, we want to pre-qualify today, ideally, because our appointment is going to be that of 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or whatever that's going to be. So 100% pre-qualifying today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do we shorten any of the questions is the next question, and the answer is absolutely not. We don't want to shorten any of the questions. We don't want to put ourselves in a position where we aren't getting all the answers, because it's very common for us to put ourselves in a position where the question we don't ask is a question that ends up biting us in the butt. And it doesn't matter what question it is. Okay, any of the questions is going to put you in an uncomfortable position. Okay, all right. And if you have any other questions, feel free, ask away or type them in, and we will, of course, get those addressed. As usual, I'm going to encourage those of you that are joining us on YouTube, those of you that are on Instagram and Facebook, to come join us over here on Zoom. All right, let's go ahead and go over some of the notes. Yesterday, we talked about the percentage, okay, the percentage of listing appointment to listing taken ratio, meaning we go on 10 appointments. The expectation is to come back with 7 contracts. That's the expectation, which is 70%. Now, if you're not getting that, there are 3 things that'll help you increase that listing appointment to listing taken ratio. What are those 3 things? Number 1 is pre-qualification. Okay, obviously a topic we're talking about. Number 2 is your listing presentation skills. Listing presentation skills. And then number 3 is your closing skills. Okay, so those are the 3 things that we're talking about. Now, if we were to put a percentage on it, as previously mentioned, 80% of that is going to be on the pre-qualification. 80% of that. We're probably looking at about 15% of that being on the listing presentation. And if at all, we're talking about maybe 5% on the closing skills. Now, when I usually ask the audience, most of the time, the question that I get, or the response I get to the question of what of the 3 things is going to help us get more listings signed? It's very common for people to sit there and say closing skills. And that's actually the thing that we need the least. Because when you do a great job of pre-qualifying, we understand their motivation. And as we understand their motivation, it gives us the opportunity to become better presenters. Or where we're in a position where we're dealing with objections or challenges we may face in that presentation. It now gives us the opportunity to sprinkle in some of those objection handlers. So now you become a better presenter. And because you become a better presenter, the closing skill is the one that you need the least. Because when you do a good job of pre-qualifying, you do a great job even further when it comes time to presenting. And because you do a better job when it comes time to presenting, you just say, hey, are you ready to get the process started? That's it. Okay, now it doesn't always work. If you're finding yourself like, let me go through all of these 37, closing techniques. Sure, fine. I have a bunch of closing techniques as well. But if you're finding yourself, you're having to fight for that, you didn't do a good job of presenting. And you didn't do a good job of presenting because you didn't do a good job of pre-qualifying. Okay, so is that any insights into what I just said? All right, so let's go ahead and move on. When pre-qualifying, if the client's answers are vague, this happens sometimes, or we get the one-worded response, basically unclear, don't be afraid to ask again the additional questions. Okay, don't be afraid to ask additional questions. And why are we asking additional questions? Because that's going to determine the motivation. Okay, that's going to determine.
Let's say
Go ahead.
Robert, if they say, understand we went through the script and asked some of the questions, and they said, I'm definitely tired. I'm gonna wait until March of next year, when springtime. There'll be that'll be a better time to sell. So, and you want to take the listing today. How do you object that?
So when it comes time to objections, and I'm going to answer your question a little bit long-winded. So the first thing is that when we're dealing with objections, the most common thing that people will do is that they'll say, here's my opinion, your opinion is wrong, and this is why you should do this. And we go through hard close, hard close, hard close, hard close, hard close, and we push them away. What we always want to do is we want to go in the direction that they're going. And what we basically do is, Terry, I totally understand where you're coming from, and it is very common for people to think that the spring is going to be better. And it is very likely that the spring is going to be better. But what I want to do is I want to be able to compare our notes. And what could be the potential advantages of going on the market now versus waiting until spring? Now, the best part about this is after we meet, if you still feel that the best time to go on market is during the spring, we can evaluate that. And guess what? You get the opportunity to make that decision. But we won't know that until we get together. Did you want to go ahead and get together today at 3 o'clock, or should we do this tomorrow at 3 o'clock? Okay. Don't push them. Don't shove them. Don't be a hard closer. Just go with what they say and agree with them. Yeah, you're probably right. But let's compare notes. Okay. Now, what are some of the advantages based on the question that's being asked at the moment? If it's a person that's looking to sell to buy, is it better to do it now, or is it better to do it in the spring? In my opinion, it's always best to do it now. And why is that? Because if the market goes up by 10% or it goes down by 10% in the spring, well, the house that they're selling at $500,000 today, trying to go and find that replacement property of $700,000, well, they sell today at $500,000, they buy it today at $685,000. If you do your job right. Now, if you wait until the spring, you sell at now you sell at $550,000 because it went up by 10%. But guess what? You're now buying that $700,000 home at $770,000 because now you have more competition. Okay, and that difference is a $20,000. Nope, plus the extra $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 that you didn't save earlier. Okay, so those are some of the things that I want to make sure that we got to do our job in terms of educating the consumers and letting them know the advantages, where the advantages lie. Okay, so back to the point, when it comes time to the pre-qualifying, if they're vague, if they're unclear, don't be afraid to ask additional questions. Ideally, these additional questions is the questions that I'm talking about, the question between the questions. Okay. Now in this, it's almost always going to be one of two things. Number one, it's going to be motivation. Number two is going to be about any potential objections and furthering the clarity of that. Does that make sense? Okay. So, Lizette, we were role-playing yesterday with one of our other team leaders. We were talking a little bit about this particular topic. What was your insights that maybe you can share with the audience specifically about the question between the questions?
Just digging. I think that's what we were talking about. Is
Okay.
that around the line? Okay. Yeah, I think it's just digging into what they're further, like as to what they're saying, and then just asking further to take the conversation further.
Okay. Yeah. So basically being in a position where you ask a question, as an example in the prequel, where are you planning on moving to? And they say San Diego. Well, the next question is, how soon do you want to be there? But is there a question that we can ask further based on San Diego? Absolutely. Okay. Now, what part of San Diego are you looking to make a move to? Oh, North County. Great. Do you have certain cities you have in mind? Okay, so Carlsbad, Encinitas, Del Mar, maybe even Oceanside. Of all of those cities that you mentioned, which of the cities is your number one choice? Got it, Del Mar. Okay, understood. Now, what's the benefit of making this move over to Del Mar? Okay, so you're going to be working pretty close to that. Okay, so you're going to be in La Jolla. No, I get you. I'd love to be in La Jolla too, but the pricing of La Jolla is off the charts. So Del Mar is a great place. I get that. Now, how will this impact you and your family when you do get out to Del Mar and be a little bit closer to work? Perfect. So as far as the timing is concerned, how soon would you like to be there? So I literally asked 5 questions between those 2 questions. Does that make sense? And I get asked this numerous times. Why don't we just simply plug them in? Because you can't. And why can't you? Because every situation is going to be different. The conversation with an investor is going to be different than the person that just graduated college and is about to get into their first, townhome or condo, versus the family that is basically retiring. Okay. Now there's a bunch of variances that are in that. So I would encourage you all, and this is one exercise that I do with my team, this is one exercise I do with all of my coaching clients, is you should be in a position where you write down who, what, when, where, why, how, and if. Why are you going to do that? Because in that, you're going to write 2, 3, or 5 questions on the who, 2, 3, or 5 questions on the what, the when, the where, the why, the how, and the if. And as you're sitting there, you're talking to somebody, you're going through the pre-qualification, you go, okay, investor, okay, so what is the benefit of getting this property sold and moving the monies over to another place for you? Perfect, I see. Okay, so you're looking to put yourself in a stronger financial position. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and screen. I'm going to screen share. I'm going to go ahead and share the script. Anybody have any questions regarding anything of anything? No? All right, let's go ahead and move on. Okay. And then, all right. Well, let me go ahead and get somebody to participate. Who wants to be the first person to go with these scripts?
I will, Robert.
All right. Let me see. I can't see who it is.
It's Deborah.
There we go. Okay, so now I got who's talking. So there we go, Deborah. Go ahead. Whenever you're ready. So we're just going to do the opening.
Okay, now, before I come out, there are a number of questions I need to ask you. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So, Robert, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out tomorrow?
Okay, so let's stop right there. Here's what I want you to do, Deborah. What I want you to do is, number one, you want to excite me. Okay, this is something that is an exciting moment. So what I want you to do is I want you to be in a position, you're going to create the excitement for me. The other thing is we have to remember that this is conversational, and this isn't specific to Deborah. This is kind of a very common thing. So let's roll reverse, and I want you to be able to work on with what I'm going to have you do. So are you ready?
Yes.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, Deborah.
Speaking.
Deborah, hi, good morning. It's Robert, the realtor. How are you doing?
Hi, Robert. I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
How can I help you?
Yeah, absolutely. I promised you I was going to call you before work at 8 o'clock and ask you some questions in preparation of our appointment for tomorrow at 5 o'clock. First off, I just want to make sure right now is the time to borrow you for those 10 minutes or so.
Sure.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Now, Deborah, if what I say makes sense, And I do want you guys to feel absolutely comfortable. And of course, I want you guys to feel confident that I can sell your home. Are you planning to list your home with me when I come out tomorrow at 5 o'clock?
Well, Robert, as I indicated before, I am going to interview a couple more agents, but I am willing to listen to what you have to say.
Got it. Okay. So do you see a little bit of the difference with what I'm trying to get at?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I want you to do the same. So right now,
Okay.
it's not like negative. You're just like at a 7, and I want you to be a little bit closer to like an 8 or a 9.
Okay.
Okay. So start from the top. Ring, ring. Hello.
Hello, is this Robert?
Yeah. Who's this?
Hi, Robert. This is Deborah Patton with Intero. How are you doing today?
Good, Deborah. I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. Well, Robert, after our conversation yesterday, I told you that there were a couple of questions that I needed to ask you. Do you have a few minutes for me right now?
I want you to say, can I borrow you for those 10 minutes now?
Okay. Okay. All right. Can I borrow you for those 10 minutes right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I got to be at work here in about 15, so I got 10 minutes.
Great. Okay. I'll make sure I'm commenting at the time. So now, Robert, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out tomorrow?
How'd
I
you?
need to say it exactly the way you want it, the way you said it.
No. I don't want you to necessarily say it the way that I want you to say it, the way I said it. What I want you to do is I just want you to be a little bit better of a Deborah. I don't need you to be Robert. I need you to be a little bit, I want you to be an 8 or 9 of a Deborah. But you did better. How do you feel you did?
A little better, but still, I see some room, definitely room for improvement.
Always. We all have room for improvement, including myself. But I think the one thing that I do want you to take away from is just the opening in regards to the energy. We want to excite them. We don't want them to feel like we're pulling teeth. Yeah. So, and then the other thing, as far as the 10 minutes is concerned, I always tell them, so in setting the appointment yesterday, very likely what I would do is I would say, okay, Deborah, let's go ahead and get together. I basically just need about 20 to 30 minutes to show you with what I do different. Would you like to get together on Thursday, or would Friday work better for us at 5 o'clock? And then you would say, well, Thursday at 5 o'clock works perfect for me. Okay, great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some information. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to do some homework. I'm going to have a series of questions I want to go through and ask you what time tomorrow, or I'm going to say, can I call you tomorrow between 12 and 1 to ask you some of those questions? And then you might say, well, I can't do that because I have a lunch meeting. If you want to call me tomorrow, you're either going to have to call me first thing in the morning before work at 8 o'clock, or after work after 6 o'clock. And I would basically now say, okay, I just need about 10 minutes. So if I call you tomorrow around 7:40, 7:45, would that be okay with you? And that's basically what we're doing, is setting the tone, so that when I call you this morning, I'm now following up from that. And I'm now saying, Deborah, as I mentioned, I needed to borrow you for those 10 or so minutes. Can I ask you those questions now? Now, the reason I want you guys to do the 10 or so minutes is simply because of the fact that we want to give them a time frame. Because imagine, I'm going to work, I have to be there at 8 o'clock, it's 7:45, and I'm like, I don't have time for this. Okay. But if you tell me 10 or so minutes, I can simply sit there and say, well, yes, I do have time now, but I do have to get off the phone around 7:55 because I got to be able to clock in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Awesome. Let me get you to do it one more time, though, because I'm going to move on to someone else. But go ahead, do one more time.
Okay, ring, ring.
Hello?
Good morning. Is this Robert?
Yeah, this is him.
Hi, Robert. This is Deborah Patton with Intero. How are you doing this morning?
Good. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks, Robert, for taking my call. When we spoke yesterday, I shared that I had a couple of more questions for you. So do you have I told you I needed about 10 minutes. Is this a good time right now?
Yeah, I mean, I really only have about 15, so if we can make it right at 10 minutes would be perfect.
Perfect. I'll make it 10 minutes. Now, Robert, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out tomorrow?
There we go. Awesome. Good job. Okay. Lizette, any insights?
She just sounded really, really more confident the second time around.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be all about that, the confidence. So really good job. Who else wants to go? Let's do just the opening. We don't need to go through the entire thing.
I can go.
Let's do it, Brandon.
All right. Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, Robert, it's Brandon. Before I come out there, a number of questions I need to ask you, okay?
Sure.
If what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out on Tuesday at 5 o'clock?
All right, cool. So same thing, literally almost the exact same thing, copy and paste with what I told Deborah. So what I want you to do is, it's a little bit of this almost forced telling me. I want you to smile this time doing it, and I want you to create excitement. So let me do it first so you can see with what I'm referring to. So here we go, ring ring.
Hello?
Hello, Brandon?
Yeah,
Brandon, hey, good morning. It's Robert, the realtor. How are you doing?
good. How are you?
Good, man. I'm doing well. I just wanted to give you a call. I promised you I was going to call you before work and ask you some of those questions. Can I borrow you for those 10 minutes now?
Sure?
All right, perfect. Now, if what I say makes sense, do you see what I'm doing?
Yep.
Okay, now you're excited to talk to me. It's not like I'm going to the dentist and I'm like, okay, yes, I have no allergies. Well, wait a minute. I do have seasonal allergies, but I don't know if it's just spring or if it's just fall. Like, we're not doing that. I'm trying to create the excitement. That's basically what we're trying to do. Okay, so
Okay.
from the top, do it again.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, Robert, it's Brandon.
Brandon, hey, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Good, I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. Now, I told you I'd call you before work. Can I borrow you for those 10 minutes now?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, before I come out, there are a number of questions I need to ask you, okay?
Sure.
If what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out on Tuesday?
Good job. All right, so do you see the difference? Okay.
Yeah, so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that, it's basically what it does is it gives us the opportunity to create that excitement of, yeah, let's do this, man. I'm excited. I want to get my property sold. I want to get it to the other place. I'm sick and tired of these 110-degree days. And yes, it's only the fall, but goodness, I can't wait to get into a pool home that I've been wanting. Okay, so we want to create that excitement. I think we did have another hand raised, so great job, Brandon. Who else wants to go? No, we're good? We're going to wrap it up? Who else wants to go? Come on. It's the purpose of this. All right, so now let's go for it. Is that how I pronounce it, by the way?
I forgot to beginning. Hi, Robert.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. So let's go ahead and let's do it.
Okay. Since we talked Robert yesterday, and I just wanted to see if I can borrow you for 10 minutes and ask you a couple of questions. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You know, Robert, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out tomorrow?
Okay, that was good. Good job. So what I want you to do is I want you to take the time to introduce yourself. Let's start with the ring ring. I'll go hello, and then you'll say hello, and you'll say good morning, and then basically you introduce yourself. Okay, because I have no clue who you are. I just talked to you yesterday, and here you are calling me a second time, and I have no clue who it is. So here we go. Ring ring. Hello.
Hi, Robert. This is Sonas with the Amory team of Intero. How are you doing today?
Oh, hey. Good morning. I'm doing well.
You're doing great. I just called back. We spoke yesterday, and I just wanted to call you back and see if I can borrow you for just 10 minutes. And I had a couple of questions to ask you. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't have too much time, but go for it.
Okay, great. So if what I say makes sense, and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I come out today?
I mean, we'll think about it. We'll see. We're not really quite sure if we want to pull the trigger yet.
All right. And let me ask you this. Are you planning to interview other agents for the job of yours selling your home?
Okay, good. Awesome. I want to get on the other side of that question here real quick, because in that, when we don't get a yes, what we want to do is we want to get some version of a response in a positive manner. So the follow-up question, when they sit there and say, no, not ready, we'll think about it, possibly, maybe, anything other than a yes, what we want to do is we want to follow that up always with, I get it, I understand where you're coming from. However, what I'd like to do is make sure we have the opportunity to where if I do, everything has to line up. And if it does, would I have an opportunity to earn your business? Okay, now everything has to line up. So what I want you to do is you can paraphrase it, but what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna answer the question when you come out tomorrow, are you planning to list your home with me? I'm gonna say, I don't know. And then you're gonna go through with what I just did. You wanna do that?
Okay, I'll try, but I probably forgot everything you said.
It's okay. I want it to happen a little bit organic so that I can kind of make some tweaks and adjustments. Okay.
Okay.
So, I don't know if we're ready to pull the trigger yet.
All right. You're not sure if you guys are ready to pull the trigger. I totally understand, Robert. And if I come out tomorrow and everything that I say it lines up, are you still interested in selling?
Good. All right. That's not too bad. Let's roll reverse. You give me the when I come out tomorrow, or are you planning to list your home with me and you say?
I'm not sure, Robert.
Okay, no, hey, that's perfectly fine. I really appreciate that. Now, what I want to do is make sure that all the stars are aligned. And if they are, if everything does make sense, and I do want you guys to feel comfortable, and of course, I want you to feel confident, would I at least have the opportunity to earn your business if everything lines up?
Sure.
Okay, there we go. And all we're trying to do is just gather some version of a positivity. Even if they say likely, should, anything from that direction, we just want to ask it a second time. And why do we do that? Because I might even go into the direction of if I were to get a response of, we don't know if we're ready to pull the trigger, no problem. I get it. I understand. What would stop you from pulling the trigger though? And then on the other side of that, I might get well, we can't sell the home until next year. Oh, well, what's the whole purpose of us getting together then? I'm not going to say that, but that's what I'm thinking. Okay. So what we want to do is we just want to make sure we do have some clarity as to the why yes or the why no in that particular question. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay, cool. Is that any insights?
No, I think the only thing I was going to comment was that she referred back to we spoke yesterday. I think what we try to do at the initial appointment when we talk to the client, we're like, okay, I'm going to give you a call 24 hours before our meeting, and that way you can, at this pre-qual call, you can just refer to it as promised, I'm giving you a call. That way it can just show like you're doing what you said you were going to do.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It just builds your credibility a little bit more.
100%.
Love it. Thank you.
So a couple of things based on what Lizette is talking about. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page because sometimes some of these things just kind of come off organically for me, and I kind of like, okay, I do it all the time. But we're doing placeholders. And what are some placeholders? Well, I promised you I was going to call you, so on and so forth. So now I'm being a person of integrity. Number two, it's Robert, your realtor. I'm placing myself already subliminally in their conscious mind that I'm that person. So number one, we're calling with the purpose of having that integrity that we said we're going to call them. And then number two is I'm placing myself in that position. Okay. So with that being said, we got a couple minutes left. I'm going to open it up to questions. We'll stop role play. Questions, comments, concerns, reservations, hesitations. What are some challenges you guys are dealing with?
Robert, this is a little off topic, but what I would love to know, what is your response to, or your objection handler to, I already have an agent. I know, I've been doing this, is long enough, and I've heard it a million times, and it's like, I don't know why I still get stumped on that one.
Got it. And this is, of course, setting the appointments?
Yes.
Okay, got
yes.
it. Perfect. I'm really excited about working with a person like yourself, Aqua, that you do go through the thorough process. And smart sellers like yourself, smart sellers like yourself, usually they'll take a look at a second or a third opinion. What I want to do, Aqua, is I want to show you what I do different than a lot of the other realtors. By the way, are you familiar with the techniques that I use? No? That's exactly why we need to get together. Okay. Aqua, and the best part about it is after we meet, if you feel that the other agent is still the better option, I'm perfectly fine with that. I just need 20, maybe 30 minutes of your time. Did you want to invest in that today, or would you rather do that tomorrow? Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Remember, we go with the flow. We don't push or aggressive. We don't say it's always a good idea. People, getting a second opinion. I'd love to give you a second opinion. People don't care about that. Okay. What we're
Right.
trying to do is we're trying to put them in a positive state. Okay. Awesome.
Okay, thank you. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody. So just want to take a minute to say thank you. Very, very quick announcement. Business planning. Okay, it's that time of the year. Next Wednesday, 12 to 2 o'clock. If you have not registered, okay, yes, it is 2 hours. I invest a lot of time, energy, and effort in regards to the business planning. This is going to be next Wednesday, 12 o'clock Pacific Standard. And as far as that is concerned, what I do different from a lot of the other business planning courses you guys have done, or classes, or trainings, or whatever it is that you do, is that, okay, great, these are all the numbers. And you just simply walk away and you go, okay, all right, cool. These are nice numbers, but I don't know what to do, how to do, when to do, why to do it, all this other stuff. So we're going to go from A to Z in regards to the business planning. Not only is it the creating of the numbers, understanding the numbers is also important, and then also putting a schedule behind it, along with some goals that are going to be very, very specific, so that, guess what, now you can accomplish these goals. This is some of the exercises that I do with all of my coaching clients, and every single one of my millionaire clients have gone through the A to Z with what we're talking about regarding business planning. So go ahead and send me a DM if you want more information. You guys can register. I also have the link on my Instagram, so you guys can send me a DM as well. Okay, so let's have a powerful, productive day. I'll see you guys soon. Let's go take a listing or 5. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.